guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Hilya Iikuyu, and if it is your first time stopping by, then you are most definitely welcome to stay. If you are not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, I don't know what you're doing with your life. I really don't, but I can know what you're doing with your life by subscribing to my YouTube channel and watching the videos I drop. Today I'm joined by two of my friends. Introduce yourselves.
Hey everyone, my name is Bianca Mungunda. Thank you for having me, Hilya.
Hi guys, my name is nothing here in the new face. Thanks for having me here.
Alright. But anyways, I know you guys are familiar with Bianca's face. She was here the last time we did a South African Universities video. But today we're joined by Petrus, and we'll be doing part 2 of the Applying to South African Universities video. But this will be more focused on accommodation, living in SA, how it feels like to be in a foreign country, and dealing with work pressure and all that stuff. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to comment down below any questions you might have that we didn't answer. We're always happy to answer them for you, and also don't forget to subscribe, obviously. But other than that, let's just get into the video. First things first, I just want to clarify something that was misunderstood in the previous video we did. You don't need to have funding before you can apply for a visa. This is because most bursaries only accept you in December or January, and you would have needed to apply for your visa by September, October. So you actually use your own money to apply for the visa. The bursary doesn't have anything to do with that. So that is just some clarity on a couple of issues we had with the previous video. But yeah, let's get into the video. So the first thing we're going to talk about is accommodation in general. There are two types of accommodation, which is off-campus accommodation and on-campus accommodation. Petrus will be talking about on-campus accommodation because he stayed on campus in his first and second year, and Bianca and I will be talking about off-campus because we stayed off-campus.
So on-campus accommodation, or RES, to apply for RES, you apply using an application, either that's with your normal university application or a separate application depending on the university. There are two types of on-campus residences. You have a catering and self-catering accommodation. So with catering accommodation, that's where you have your dinners. Basically all your meals are catered for by the university, by catering staff at the residence. And then self-catering, that's basically where you cook for yourself, you plan your meals. All they give you is a room and a bathroom, and you basically take care of the rest. So to find out about the on-campus accommodation, all universities usually have a housing handbook. In that handbook, it has all the rules stipulated right there. Sometimes it gives you the different options, the different residence options that you have. With universities like UCT, you don't choose which res you get into. You're just sort of allocated. The most you can do is choose self-catering or catering res. But with universities like Stellies, you actually get to choose where you want to go.
The handbook is a very vital source because through the handbook you can find out what type of different reses are offered. I know at Stellies they give you all the reses names, and they tell you what they stand for, their visions, what activities they take part in throughout the year, and you can basically find a res that matches up with your personality if you are lucky enough, and then you choose it. So the handbook really gives you a good guideline on which res to choose. It also gives you a breakdown of the costs, so definitely look into the handbook.
Yeah.
Also, one of the things that I might have to mention, or I think I have to mention, is the fact that there are certain rules with universities. For example, with UCT, if you're under the age of 17 by the time you arrive to start your first semester, then you're supposed to automatically be placed in res. I know with me, my first year, I had a mishap with the date of birth in the university system, so I wasn't immediately accepted into res. So really inquire about these things, guys. Go to the housing office and really fight for your res, because times are tough and you need that place. So if you are well deserving of that place, please make absolutely sure that you either have res or you have the ability to get it.
Yeah.
Also, in addition to that, is sometimes you find out that you didn't get raised, and then I know with Stellenbosch, we're referring to it a lot because its admin is just generally very better than other universities. So they let you know that you got raised or you didn't, and if you got raised, there's usually a certain amount of money that you have to pay to secure that raise, right? And then there are other people that don't always pay that amount, so you might have not gotten the raise, but then you don't know if someone actually didn't, and you should inquire and inquire and inquire. And I know with UCT as well, there's such a huge benefit with going earlier, because you find that a lot of people don't even show up, and then you have a place. So definitely inquire.
And UCT's admin is not the best
not
of
the
admin,
best.
so you might even have a place in race, but you don't even know that you have a
Yes.
place in race until you actually go to student housing and ask. And maybe they might just say, you actually have a place in race, and here you are stressing about accommodation for no reason. So definitely inquire. Second type of accommodation is off-campus accommodation, and boy, I am qualified. We are qualified in that
Struggle
department.
for real.
The struggle was so real, guys. So with off-campus accommodation, let me just start off with, you have to be very careful with where you go, because some of these places are scams. So you want to make sure that the place you're actually going to exists. Number one, it's actually there, and your parents aren't losing out on the money they spend to secure that place. So with UCT, they have a website called Oxus, so off-campus accommodation student assistance, something. But they basically have a list of landlords and names and locations and things like that to show you that these are UCT approved landlords. But even with that, when you go on the website, they do warn you that just beware, some of them might be scams. So you can look for off-campus accommodation on that website. And then just another general one would be Gumtree. This applies to all South African universities. Gumtree, you can go on there, find accommodation. Landlords usually put up their flats and houses for rent on that site, and you just go on there and obviously look.
What's very important with looking for accommodation, firstly, if you tried the residence option and you got it or you didn't get it, even while you're waiting for an answer whether you are placed in res, it's very important to look for off-campus accommodation. So now you go to the site offered by the university saying which accommodations are offered off res. What you should do, narrow down the location, find out, okay, my university is in Rondebosch, for instance, and then you see what areas are close by to this place, so that, because the last thing you want to do is come as a first year student and you have to travel more than 15 or 20 minutes just to get to campus. It's an inconvenience, and that's not the type of stress that you want to add on your life. Also, it's very important to check, are there transport routes close by to where you're staying? So is there a jammy, is there a shuttle, is there a taxi close by? So really narrow down and find out what is the location you're staying in. I know Hilya and I stayed at the same place first year, and it seemed so promising on site. I tell you, it had a gym, it had, we were like, oh, about to live our best life.
Pictures, guys. Pictures are so misleading, especially in this Cape Town. Pictures are so misleading. So guys, please make sure you actually know where you're going. Go about locations. Just for example, if you were to go to UNAM, look at the places that are close to UNAM. So like UNAM, Paniers Park, Academia, Auckland Park, those places that are close. You're in a foreign country, you don't want to be at a place that's so far away from the university, because imagine your parents are already worried about you being alone in a foreign country, now they should still worry about you living far, for example, and getting to school. So don't do that thing to yourself. Just inquire about the location.
And also check the safety. I know Google Maps, like it literally it can show you pictures of the surrounding area, because we stayed in such an unsafe area in our first year. So please just go the extra mile, and even find out from people that fellow Namibians and people that you know who stay in the country or the city or whatever, to go check the place out for you. Does it exist? What's the area like? get advice. There are Namibian societies. Hilya will talk more about that.
Yeah, so most universities have this thing called Namibian Society. It's basically a society for all Namibian students. They usually have Facebook pages and Instagram pages. So get in touch with those people. Those people can help you look for accommodation. They can recommend places that they think are safe for you to go. And they're really nice people, nice, friendly people. I was part of NAMSOC. I was chairperson last year, and we did the most.
Yes.
We did the most. But yeah, so inquire with Namibian societies. They can definitely help you. And also another thing to look into when you're staying off campus is to narrow down the accommodation you're looking for. So is it a furnished accommodation or unfurnished accommodation? Because coming to Cape Town, you don't want to be buying a whole new bed, a whole new cupboard, a whole new stove, a whole new fridge. No, you don't want to do that thing. You want to go to a place that already has a bed for you, you know, a fridge, a stove. I mean, minor internet access, which is also very important. Minor things like buying a dustbin for your room, that you can do, or you know, buying a chair maybe, that you can do by finding a comfortable chair. But I mean big things, you don't want the stress of looking for that. It's expensive, it's costly, it's just unnecessary. So look at what's furnished and what's not furnished, and then decide where you want to go. So with most universities, obviously because they deal with international students, they will have an international office. So if you're still not satisfied with the accommodation you found on your own, you can always go to the international offices and they can help you, because they have relationships with landlords. They can tell you where to go, what's safe, and also just go early in general and inquire before all the places are full, so that can also help you in terms of looking accommodation if you didn't get into residence. But other than that, that's it for accommodation. The third thing we'll be talking about is the jump from high school to university in a foreign country.
Basically.
From 0 to 100 real quick. So guys, the jump was not easy at all for me. It was just, I was going through the most. I was going through a lot in first year. And for me personally, my experience was in a foreign country. I had been to South Africa before, but I've never been to Cape Town, the other side of South Africa, Pretoria, Johannesburg. So it was my first time in Cape Town. I was alone. I didn't come with my parents. I was alone. I got here, went in a taxi, and got to the place that I was hoping exists, because you know I was off campus, and I was so disappointed at the location and the building. So that was the first thing. That was a big jump for me. I actually cried on my first day here. The moment I got to my room, I just started crying. It was just a mess. I called my mom and I was in tears. I was like, I don't want to do this thing. I want to go home. Nothing's working out. Nothing's right. But everything was fine. It was fine. Although it was messy in the beginning, it was fine. I was okay. And you'll be okay as well. It's not easy. High school to university is not easy. Your grade 12 results are not a reflection of what your university will be. At all. You might have gotten all ones, all twos in high school. That goes out the door in university. Here it's all about time management, knowing how to deal with your work, knowing what to prioritize over what, and what else, guys? What else?
Just to add on that, university is really a learning block. It's where you will realize that, okay, this pattern worked, or this schedule of my day worked, this doesn't. And it's just, you learn new habits, you unlearn old habits. It's not easy, but don't be discouraged. You get better as the years go by. I remember when we used to ask second years or third years, and they're like, how did you do it? Or they're like, no, the workload gets more, but you become better. You learn to manage it. Not that university itself becomes easier, but just you as a person, you become better at handling all of it. So yeah, the jump is real, but you'll be fine. Definitely.
Yeah. How was it for you, Beatrice?
The adjustment from high school to university was definitely something else. I know, at least for me, with high school, you could sort of play around and just be chilled and calm about things, do
You
things
need to
last
study
minute.
for
Study the night
study the
before.
night before. That did not go well in my first round.
Not even study. You get parent form in high school. What is
Exactly.
parent form in
What is
university?
You cannot.
If you
honestly.
don't understand,
It's a wrap. So it's
deep.
just adjusting the way you do things from high
Yeah.
school, going from the lazy, chilled, laid back sort of approach to having to be hands on, having to be in the library from the weird times in the evening just to catch up, not even study or catch up on work. So I mean, university is a lot, and the one thing that really stayed with me is the fact that there's so many other people around you that have gone through the exact same thing, that are going through the entire process with you. So you're never alone in it.
Yeah.
And you can make it.
And you're fine.
You'll
If
be
other
fine.
people could do it,
Exactly.
then so can you. You can
Yeah.
also do it. Bianca, how was it for you?
For me,
Changing
Like,
responsibilities?
change in responsibilities was a lot. I remember when I came, my parents brought me along with my sister. So they were like through the whole orientation process, they were with me. But I remember my dad saw the place. He was like, "My child, you're not staying here." But obviously, the last thing you want is to put another stress. Now you have to like find accommodation. So I was like with it. There were evenings where I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm hungry. What do? You go take out. You gain weight. After your first test, like which I failed miserably. Just so by the
Yes.
way, like you cry.
It's lit.
It's a whole different ball game. You start questioning yourself, like, did I get those marks in grade 12, which is the worst thing you can ever do to yourself.
And you start asking if you're stupid,
Yeah.
because
What's
it
going
makes
on?
you
It
feel like
does.
you're so stupid, because you keep putting in so much work and so much effort, and the results that are coming back just are they don't reflect the amount of work you put in. So that is also really, really, really stressful.
Yeah.
And then also, just for me, living off campus, just knowing that you're at school from 8 to whatever time in the afternoon, knowing that you have to go home and you have to cook.
Yeah.
That is not nice, because when you come from campus, you walk past, self-catering residences, and
people living their best
people are
life.
living their best lives. My friends are just gonna go in their residence and they have food on the table. I'm still thinking about what's for dinner. Do I have money left at the end of the month to still buy groceries? Do I have this? Doing my laundry, like it was just a lot. And the change in responsibility was a lot. Even though you cook. I mean, I cook at home. It's not the same as cooking for yourself and having to do all that by yourself. So that was a big jump. But hey, third year now, and I have this thing on. I don't have it on lock. I don't have it on lock, but I'm better. I'm way better, and I have my life way more together than it was in first year. So yeah, that is basically it. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You will be fine. Last but not least is advice. What advice do we have to offer you guys that are looking into going to university? And I mean, this advice doesn't just need to apply to South African universities. It can apply to anyone and everyone going into university, be it in Namibia, South Africa, abroad. I'm sure that you can take something away from this, so please just listen attentively and maybe you can gain something from it. Number one for me is take care of your mental health. Please guys, take care of your mental health. It's a real issue. It's so easy to get consumed by everything that's going on around you. It's easy to get consumed in your schoolwork. It's so easy to lose your way, lose your focus. So just take care of your mental health. Make sure that you're okay. Talk to people that help.
Sometimes you, like Hilya said, you get so consumed in your workload, in your to-do list, that you don't even take a step back to find out, like, yo, how am I doing? And what's important with that is talk to people, to make friends, or even, I'm sure there will always be people from Namibia or those that you come with as well from your high school areas that back from home. Talk to people, because sometimes you're so consumed in what you're going through and you feel like you are the only one that's struggling as much as you are, but you're not. So talk to people, reach out to the help societies that are there and offered by the universities.
Yes guys, there are multiple services that universities offer. I mean, with psychologists even, I know there's a stigma around it saying that when you visit psychologists, you're probably like crazy, or there's just a negative stigma around it. But really, psychologists are literally just there to listen to you. Sometimes that's all you need. All you need is to talk about your problems, and they start becoming less than what they actually are. So really, go out there, seek the help, talk to people, have a good support group. Apart from your family at home, have people that you are in contact with constantly, people that you see physically, to just know that
friends,
they're there for you.
Your flatmates, if you have flatmates, people that are at UCT, like talk to these people. Like most of the time, 100% of the time, what you're going through, you're not going through alone. Like in first year, even now in second year, when life gets hard, and say I go to Bianca and say, fam, course is hot. It's on fire right now, and I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I should be like, nah, babes, I'm also going through. It makes it so much better if you know that you're not alone. You know you're not going through it alone. You know, course is on fire for everyone. Like we're all here burning together, and it's fine. It's fine. It's okay to burn together. You talk about it. You laugh about it. You laugh about it, and you come up with a solution. So don't ever struggle on your own. Talk to your friends. Also talk to your family, right? Yeah, talk to your family. Just because they're here doesn't mean that they can't help you. A phone call from your mom could do the most for you. Like I know when I talk to my mom, I feel so much better. Talk to your father, talk to your cousins, talk to the people you grew up with. They may be able to, you know, help you
and give you a different perspective of how to approach like this new transition in your life. I know for me, what helped me in my first year is my faith. Like I prayed constantly, but the one warning though that I do have for you all is that, you know, in first year, the first thing that you want to do, because you come to a different environment, like you're so quick to say, okay, I need to find a church. That's like one of the things that I wanted to tick off my list, and I almost ended up in a church that is like very different from my belief, honey child. It was a whole entire cult, but Jesus done saved me and brought me back in.
Jesus saved us.
Glory, glory.
Yes, guys. In South Africa, there are a lot of churches.
It's a big place, so
it's
there's
a
a lot
big.
of different options.
For me personally, my mother like warned me. She warned me to like be aware of these churches. Ask around people that have been in South Africa. Ask at home, even ask your own pastor to recommend a church for you. Like go to him, ask him, do you have a branch in Cape Town, or who do you recommend I go to in Cape Town? Because they can recommend you to a genuine church that you know has the same faith as you do. So do that. Don't find yourself in a situation you don't want to be in.
And even when you're approached by people who seem to have the same faith as you do, be very skeptical and question their values and the basis of the morals and the word that they're speaking over you or encouraging you with. It's very important to first find yourself and what you want, the type of relationship you want with God or whatever your faith may be. So don't just be so quick to jump, oh my gosh, I found a Bible study group or whatever, I'm about to get lit in my Bible life. No. Be skeptical and trust that, like in my case with my faith, trust that the Lord will send the right people in the right time with the right setting to you. So just hold up on that a bit. It shouldn't be the first thing that you want to do on your list.
And another thing is balance your life. Learn how to balance school versus your actual life. Like university is hard. Courses are on fire, but you cannot 24 hours just be sitting in your room or in the library doing schoolwork. You don't want to find yourself 4 years from now having a degree and asking yourself, you know, how was Cape Town, or how was Stellenbosch, or how was Pretoria? You actually just have nothing to show for it but a degree. Join societies that you know you want to join or that make you feel at peace. Like join debate. She joined debate.
I mean debate, netball,
There
badminton,
was a moment.
Wine song.
Wine song.
If different interests, you can discover new things.
There are different societies,
there's a society for everything, guys, in this South Africa.
And you meet new people, you meet new friends, and it's so nice because those friends obviously have the same interest as you guys. So most likely you'll get along. So learn to balance. Don't get lost in your schoolwork. It does get a lot, and you can get overwhelmed. So sometimes just take a step back and just reevaluate. Even if it's just going for a jog or going to the gym.
Taking the day off.
Yeah, taking the day off.
Mm.
It's okay. You fall behind, but it's okay.
You need it.
It's okay to fall behind a day. Just take a day to yourself and breathe and relax. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine.
I think to add on that is just it's linked again to mental health. Imagine if you, not just mental health, but physically, emotionally, spiritually, everything. If you are not in your best state, you can't perform at the optimal level that you would like to in your school. So taking a step back to just reassess yourself is fine. Like explore the city that you're in. Remember, you are so privileged and blessed to be able to have the opportunity to study in a foreign country. So go hiking, go to the beach, enjoy it. Obviously in balanced time. You are a tourist after all.
Be a tourist. But yeah, also just don't neglect your work. Like find the balance. I don't quite have that thing yet. I don't have the balance yet, but I'm fine. I'm okay.
And also don't be hard on yourself. The fact that you are you're 17, 18 or 19 or even postgrad or whatever, it is such a big jump, and you should give yourself credit that you are going to a different space. Remember, even South Africa itself, as much as it's close to Namibia, it's a different culture. People have different beliefs. They're not as conservative as back home. Everything is allowed here. So it's such a jump and such a culture shock. So give yourself the credit that you need and just don't be hard on yourself.
Yeah. And guys, please join, for example, a Namibian society if you can. I know that even for my cousins that are in Russia or people that are studying in China, they have societies for people from the same place. It's always nice to get together once a while, play Namibian music, you know, do Namibian things. It's nice to be around your people. It's so nice.
It's a taste of home in the foreign place.
Yes, and you don't even realize how much you need it till you're actually there. And once it's over, you're like, oh my God, I actually just needed that. So join the Namibian societies at your university. They do help you a lot, and
also I think, did you want to say something?
I want to say, just to go back to the point of things like societies, when work becomes a lot, or just in your normal day-to-day, find time for things that you really love outside of academics, whether that be painting or writing or even singing, like we
or starting a YouTube channel.
Just make time for your hobbies, make time for things that you love outside of university. Occupy yourself, yes, with your academics, but also take the time to brush up on the skills or things that you also really love doing.
Or find new interests as well. And also it's important to get mentors. Always asking people that have, for instance, we're studying the same course or in the same faculty as you plan on being, and you ask them, how did you come back from failing a test, or how do you study, or what other methods that you use. Also go to your lectures. I remember accounting was killing me in first year, and what I did was I went to my lecturer and she helped me so much that I realized that it's not necessarily that I don't understand the work, it's just my method of studying that's not effective in me getting the marks that I want to. So just ask people, get mentors, get people that have been through it already, that are in third years, you name it, and they'll give you the best advice. Really, they will.
Lastly, the last point we'd like to address is the fact that despite everything that we go through in university, we know everyone's going through something, everyone's struggling, so it's really important for you as a friend, as a colleague, as a classmate to just check up on your people. Just make sure that they're fine. University becomes overwhelming, the work becomes tough. There are days where you don't want to leave your room, so just you knowing yourself, it's true, you knowing yourself, knowing that what you're going through and how you're feeling, other people are feeling the same way too, so it's important to just stay connected to people, just check up on them, make sure that they're good. If you feel like you're in a bad space, if you feel like someone else is going through something, take them away from that environment. Do something, go hiking, go for ice cream, literally take a walk down the street. Any little thing helps to just relieve the stress and the pressure of university.
And also don't let I know this is like it just came to me now. Don't let the pressure of home get to you, because I know a lot of the times when, for instance, you go back first semester, you have to show your sponsors or your parents the marks. Then they're like, because they don't fully understand what you went through, they sometimes expect that you have to perform the same
way
as
you
your
did in
high school. But just
ish.
know and be confident in the fact that you did the best that you possibly could under the circumstance, and there's room for improvement. Or if you feel like that's your best at that moment, give yourself the credit. Don't let someone else determine your university experience at all.
That's so. Last but not least, guys, have fun in university. These years are supposed to be the best years of your life.
I'm still waiting.
I'm still waiting for
you understand?
This best years to come. I'm still waiting. I haven't experienced it. I'm still waiting.
Maybe if we look back, we'll be like, nah.
Yeah. Maybe if I look, honestly, maybe I would be like, oh, 2018, what a great year. But as I'm in it now, nothing's going right. But guys, these are the best years of your life. You meet new people, you make new friends, you grow as a person. You find yourself 28, 29 years old looking back at, your university and thinking, wow, I did that.
I got through that.
I got through all that. So yeah, have fun, live your best life. I also want to say that I hope this video has helped those of you that have watched it and you really take something from this. But other than that, we are done. Don't forget to like the video. Comment down below any questions you might have. We're always here to answer them. And obviously don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Do the things, babes. Do the things. But yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.